Hey. Hey.
What?
You got the wrong video.
What's that?
You got the wrong video.
But
Dude, change it.
Yeah, I see now.
You got the wrong video.
Yeah, it's the circus. Sorry, I'm changing it right now.
Right.
Sorry. I just couldn't tell the difference. That's all.
You know, I seriously think that Feld actually enjoys it when we Feld critics go after them. Like, I can't think of any other explanation for this. It was another typical Feld fashion yearly announcements video. I mean, it really was. Like, I almost don't even know why I'm even making this video, because it was just so typical. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right on into it and talk about what was going on with the show this year. Okay, so first off, the entire presentation of the show, it was horrible. You only had 3 people in the entire show. That's right, they could only scrape together 3 human beings for their 2020 yearly announcements video. Already a bad sign. But like, just the whole presentation of the show felt so poor. Like, just look how poor this presentation was.
He's going to learn a lot, and that's a very powerful position to be in as a Monster Jam driver, to make sure that everyone else is elevating your game. And I think if we're watching Elvis over the next couple months, or really the next 12 months...
This looks like something that was put together in, like, the president of Feld's basement or something.
Bryce, I'm sure you're excited about next year.
Absolutely. It is going to be an amazing season.
And Morgan, a lot for you to look forward to as well.
I think there's going to be some great elements, and I'm excited for the new track.
This is going to be the most exciting year in Monster Jam history. It's going to be stuff fans have never seen before, and there's never been more excited for a Monster Jam season. It sounds like somebody from Feld was standing behind the camera, had a shotgun pointed right at their heads, and said, "You're gonna say exactly what we want you to say, and you're gonna do it with a big smile on your face." That's what I have to say on that. Okay, so let's get into their actual announcements themselves. So Monster Jam starts out with a big announcement that we, the fans, have been asking for in mass numbers. One of our biggest demands. More merchandising! But that's not all. This year, we have more merchandising in the ever so popular zombie theme! Zombie theme Monster Jam trucks! Oh my goodness! I can't believe it! I gotta get on my wand! I gotta pull my cord! I gotta put the number in on Amazon! I gotta order this stuff! I gotta order it right now! Could somebody please show me one person at any point in time on the whole internet who asked for this? One person! Look, official challenge, alright? Clear Sky Productions official Who Asked for the Zombie Themed Monster Jam Diecast Toys Challenge! I challenge all of you out there to find even one comment from any social media platform, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It could even be a YouTube comment, which I guess technically YouTube isn't social media, but same idea. I challenge any of you to find even one comment of somebody suggesting this to Feld. The winner of this challenge will get a free subscription and a shout out. So get searching! See, this is what I've been saying from the very beginning about the fire and ice thing, which we'll get to that later, but money! That's the only reason why they're doing this. Money! Let's just move on. Okay, so next. Oh yeah, so we have a new Monster Jam Stunt Truck. Bam! There it is. I mean, just the minuscule detail on that truck could just be done better by a 5-year-old. Alright, what's next here? Oh, the tracks! Oh, now this was the part I was really looking forward to. Now, it turns out, against my expectations, I have to admit, I was wrong. I was expecting the arena tracks to be exactly the same as they were last year and the year before that. And pretty much since 2015 for that matter. But alas, I was wrong. It is not the same track. You know what it actually is? The same track, but with the backflip ramp! Because that's what we all need backflip ramps, don't we? Oh my goodness, there's a backflip ramp in the arena tracks. Oh no, gee willikers, I gotta get my tickets now! I gotta see backflips in the arena tours. I gotta get my ticket! Because we all like, you know, backflips are our favorite stunt, right? I mean, look, I'm not a backflip hater or anything, but don't you think, Feld, maybe there's some other stuff out there that we prefer, like, oh, I don't know, more crush cars? Because it's not like we fans have been asking for more crush cars since, for the last, like, 5 years now. You people at Feld should be lucky that we are even still around criticizing you for this. Eventually, this is gonna go on for so long, and you're gonna disregard the fans for so long. Finally, they're just gonna give up on you entirely, and they're not gonna care less about your announcement video. But that day will come, rest assured, Feld. And it's coming quickly unless you people change. Monster Truck Throwdown is already destroying you guys on the market. And you guys apparently don't care about that at all. Now, of course, Feld could be, you know, analyzing their competitors and looking at what they're doing versus what Feld is doing themselves, and they could be asking themselves, you know, what could they do to be better competing with those other Monster Truck leagues and stuff. You know, they could be doing that. Oh, that's right. I know why they don't do that. Because that would actually take just a little bit of thinking power. And it's pretty much established by this point that Feld does not know how to think. So why am I even trying at this point? Really, why am I even trying? But okay, getting back to the track stuff. So yeah, a backflip ramp in the arena tracks, because we needed that, of course. In fairness, I mean, if fans really want to see backflips and the only show they can go to is an arena show, I mean, sure, fair enough. But you put a backflip ramp in, and you don't put crush cars in. See, that's my real problem, is Feld once again putting backflips higher up on that priority list than the crush cars, which are like way down there, where there's like 50 feet of crap, and the crush cars are under there. So they're really not on the list at all, they're underneath the list, and underneath the 50 feet of crap. But backflips, no, those are important. Crush cars, nah, those aren't important. But pff, it's okay though, it is okay, because for all you crush car fans out there, good news. For one of their 3 stadium tracks, we have a whole bus, yet again. It buried about 80% into the dirt, of course, but still! Well, actually, the fans can't technically criticize us for not having crush cars and stuff, because technically we have a bus in there, so they can't hate on us, and them silly haters. Just wait till Feld's bank account runs dry, though. Then they're gonna care. Long enough, of course, to get their profits back up. Like, we've seen this before. We have seen this. We have seen, like, all 3 of these tracks before, except for, like, this figure 8 one, I guess. But, I mean, we did see that in Anaheim, technically. Between red, yellow, and green. Green is the best track on here. It has the most interesting racing format, and it at least has the bus, which I know is not much, but the other tracks, they have even less. For crying out loud, the red track has like 3 cars on it. Like, how is that any better than the World Finals when they had like 3 cars off to the side? Spoiler, it's not. Now let's talk about their city choices here, because you know, they announced all the cities are going to and stuff. Now, so many times in this show, let me just start off with this. So many times in that show, they were bragging about, we're expanding to this city, we're expanding to that city, we're expanding to all these new cities. Feld, don't you think maybe it's a good idea to, oh, I don't know, improve your existing shows before expanding out? See, Feld is doing the same thing here, what Circuit City did. In the last, I don't know, year or so, 2 years after they went, before they went out of business. You know, before that, they were opening about 30 stores or so a year. But in the last year or so, when Circuit City was already in the hole as they were, some genius in the corporate office decided, we're gonna open 200 to 300 stores a year. Yeah, probably not a good idea, is it? And of course, Circuit City, they opened all their stores and everything, and they stayed open. for about 3 to 4 weeks on average. I know, I'm not exaggerating. Some of their stores were literally open for like 2 to 3 and 4 weeks. Like, imagine that. You build that store, you hire all the employees, you fill the whole store up with merchandise, and 2 weeks later, bam, in the hole. There were even a few stores, I'm not making this up, there were even a couple of stores where they filled the store up with all the merchandise, they hired everybody, they got all ready to go, and like 2 or 3 days before the store was supposed to open, they canceled the grand opening. And guess what? The store never opened. The store literally closed before it even opened. That is business bail 101. But see, it seems here Feld is kind of going in that same direction, give or take. They're expanding out to all these new cities instead of fixing their existing shows. In other words, they're putting quantity over quality. And of course, this opens the door for the Feld bots and the people who practically bow down and worship Feld like it's a sphinx or something, I don't know. And they're gonna come right out and say, ha! Look at all these new cities Monster Jam is expanding to! That means they're a success, so what do you think about that? I think it just shows that Feld is putting quantity over quality, which never works. I mean, all these new cities, Vancouver, Hamilton, all these international cities, fix their existing shows where the stands are like half full, fix those, then talk about expanding. And not to mention, okay, so they're supposedly all these expandings going on and stuff, right? But can you explain to me why you have 3 shows in the Denver metropolitan area? 3 shows, all in different venues! There are 2 shows in Denver itself, one at Pepsi Center, and one at, I can't remember the name of the stadium off the top of my head, the Broncos Stadium, or Mile High Stadium, I think that's what it's called. And one more show in Colorado Springs, at some arena down there. Was that necessary? You put 3 shows in one area? Why? Do they have like a giant map on their wall and they just like take a dart? Oh, that's where we're going next. Write that down, boys. Colorado Springs.
Sir, we already have a show at...
Write that down! Or you're fired! That's where the dart landed! We're going there! I can't think of any other explanation, but if the Denver metropolitan area really does have that much of a demand for Monster Jam shows, don't have over half of them be arena shows! Do more shows at the Broncos Stadium! How backwards can you get on this? This is not that difficult! I have never run a business in my life! And somehow even I know more about this than you idiots do. Idiots! And then of course we have the World Finals. I already made an entire separate video on this. Go watch that if you haven't seen it. As many of you already know, Monster Jam is once again going to be in Orlando, Florida at Camping World Stadium, completely demolishing any purpose of moving the World Finals out of Las Vegas in the first place. Since, you know, it was supposed to be a rotating venue idea. It was supposed to be. But then of course Feld realized that that would be a really awful idea since there are like 2, maybe 3 venues at most in the country that can even have Vegas style racing. But move the event back to Sam Boyd Stadium? Why do that? We can just have it in Orlando again, where we already have 3 stadium shows as is. In Tampa, in Miami, in Jacksonville. But for the Las Vegas fans, of course, no big deal. They have the awful Monster Jam All-Star event, which I will also do a separate video on that as well, because there's way too much I want to say on that to put into this video. But the long-awaited Fire and Ice competition that everyone's just dying to see, to be held in Las Vegas this October. Get your tickets now! Oh, that's right, speaking of tickets, they kept reminding us like every 5 minutes By the way, Monster Jam fans, don't forget that, just want to remind you for like the umpteenth time, that tickets go on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. local time. Sign up right now and get your email notice to buy tickets tomorrow at 10 a.m. And like just at random times too, just like out of nowhere.
Now, tickets do go on sale for our 2020 events tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. local time. Fans, before we start the tour announcements, just a reminder, tickets do go on sale tomorrow for preferred customers. That's Tuesday the 17th. If you do that, you can get on sale tickets beginning tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. local time and sign up to be a preferred customer. Get those tickets tomorrow at 10 a.m.
We get it. You said that like 10 minutes ago. You only have to say this one time at the very end of the video, which tells me something. If Monster Jam is being so relentless in reminding us how to get our tickets and become priority members or whatever they call it, sounds like something that a company does when they're losing money. Oh yeah, and then, okay, getting back to the real finals. I forgot to mention this. We have a brand new exciting 8th invitation, which of course, as like everything else presented in this production, everybody asked for. For the first time in Monster Jam history, this was mind-blowing. We're going to have an automatic invitation to a driver that does not compete in the United States or Canada. That's right. There's going to be a guaranteed international driver who is not from the US or Canada, because we're not racist! That's right, Feld Entertainment. We took guns off of our trucks. We put more women in our drivers to remind the audiences we're not sexist, even though we've had women drivers since like forever. But we're really not bigoted this time. We have got a guaranteed international driver. My gosh, this is almost as bad as that Papa John's commercial we got last year. Yeah, just in case there was like one or two bloggers out there on some gutter website accusing Feld of being like racist and sexist and stuff. Accusations gone forever. So I can sleep better at night tonight. So that just about wraps up this awful event this year. So who's ready for Monster Truck Throwdown? And that's it, good night. No, Grinky, I still can't believe what I had to watch last night. I mean, just that awful show last night, and, I mean, the new merchandising that no one asked for. No, don't say it. Don't say it. The horrible tracks coming back. Don't say it. Didn't have any new trucks except for that awful stunt truck. Don't say it! I mean, just... Don't say it! How could it have gotten any worse? You've really jinxed it this time. Beware my wrath! I'm sorry. Who are you?
They call me Remembrance! I am here to give you remembrance! For you forgot one very important topic from that video last night, which you did not discuss in your review.
I could have sworn I covered everything.
But you did not cover everything. You forgot one important subject.
What did I forget? No, please, please. Oh, not this again.